And welcome back!
The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey.
Be prepared to read this kind of sentence once each game. Well, almost each game. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. So ready against that what, trial? Yeah, I guess I am ready for that. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Wouldn't that be fun to see in court?
Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I'm convinced. Chuck her into the jail.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, let's begin.
Why are you saying that, Edgeworth? You're the one who's calling the witnesses. Maybe it's a translation error? Or did he just move his lips? I wasn't looking. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir! My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir! I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the present, sir! Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir! Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window, and the cause of that was the wrong voice. Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir.
The court accepts the statue as evidence.
Wasn't it already evidence? They're still calling it a statue. Now, detective. Yes, sir! You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir! I had hard evidence she did it, sir! Please, show us your hard evidence.
Please testify to the court about this hard evidence. I would like to see it, after all.
As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder.
The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in the testimony. Ow! Maya just threw something at me. Child. When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. I wouldn't call it a bluff. You just simply ask for more information. Ew.
Something the matter?
No, Your Honor, I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Edgeworth is gorgeous. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey pal, don't play dumb. You know who. Voldemort? Oh, that woman. Okay, I pressed. Not sure it did much though. Yeah, sure, he's pretty much correct about that. Why's that? What's your reason? Okay, that was a silly pressing, but still. Hold on just 1 second.
Yeah?
If I heard you correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Did I say that? Me? I heard you said it. You did say it. Hmm? Exactly what about the suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal! Well, I guess she is pink.
That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective?
I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. Ugh.
I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again.
After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Technically, she wasn't a suspect at that point. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. She took her finger and shoved it into the back of her head where she got hit to get blood on it, of course. It's impressive.
Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective.
Your Honor?
Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time?
Why are you still intelligent, Mr. Judge?
I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
What kind of tests were these again?
What kind?
Well, I hear they take the little bits in the blood and I refuse to testify in this matter, sir. I'm no expert on blood tests.
That was quite clear. You may continue with your testimony.
Thanks, pal. I mean, Your Honor, sir. Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah?
I think you can expect a pleasant bonus in your next paycheck. Prepare to read this joke a lot.
Yeah.
That was a mess. Where was I? Well, our autopsy report she died instantly. Detective Gumshoe. By the way, whenever Phoenix mentions somebody's name before saying anything, you generally know shit is going down. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it! Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately! But... no butt-ing your way out of this one, Detective. The peanut gallery explodes all the time.
The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have the time to write anything down.
Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? It was the day after the murder.
The prosecution's point being?
That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. So considering she died at 8:57, 8:58-ish, that means she would have still been alive at 9 when Maya entered. Right? Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. And that is all.
I see.
Damn you, Edgeworth. You and your gorgeous hair. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Which one should I choose? I mean, we know Edgeworth faked that thing. By the way, one of the cases will make a big deal out of that. The detective isn't a sham, he's just useless. And Finks is kind of dumb. That's it. Yeah, sure, let's yell at Edgeworth. I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? In case something was overlooked in the first one? If there is reason of suspicion or anything, I always have a reason to do it. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court.
Understood. The court accepts the evidence.
Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer.
I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes.
Damn it, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. And Gumshoe somehow teleported off the witness stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Good question. Witness, your name please. April May, at your service!
Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from
Dear Judge, you mean wanton. W-A-N, not wonton, or are you that hungry? Yes, Your Honor. This isn't good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this court. Every man in this court is gay. They're just pretending to be straight right now. Because by God, we all love chicks. Gee, I was, like, in my hotel room? I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices? That's right, big boy.
Please testify to the court about what you saw.
It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But the girl, she cut up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy.
Well, Your Honor. I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witnesses.
Wait, Your Honor!
Yes, Mr. Wright?
What about my cross-examination?
I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm.
You know, like her boobs, it's funny. I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy. I was not under her or above her at any point, Edgeworth, okay? Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. If they're perfectly good, there wouldn't be any tiny faults. Just pointing out. I'll gladly proceed with a cross-examination, if only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Why did you do that?
Huh? Why? Like, why what?
Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something?
Oh, gee.
That's it? She can't get out of the question that easily.
It's sort of, you know. I had a feeling.
Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Sure. Just to annoy her. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Be prepared for that. You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed.
Chicks! Chicks! We totally love chicks with their boobs!
Poor girl. What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? How do you know she was the defendant?
Huh? Well, you know. She had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay?
There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor.
I demand an explanation!
What?
Miss May, I'm willing to bet that... Yeah, of course she's lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant?
Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Yeah, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless. About this, I mean.
If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. I admit I would have noticed them too. I'd like yukata and kimono. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And some other people in other games, but yeah, sure. And I'm no expert on fashion. Liar. But her hairdo looks far from normal to me, says Mr. Spiky Urchin. The testimony is bogus.
But...
Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder.
Ask Gumshoe. Or do you think she changed her clothes after the murder? What do you say to that, Miss May?
Now, what are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling.
Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl.
Your testimony again, if you would.
I almost had her. Oh.
I did see everything I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, that statuette clock, that thinker, I think? Does the accuracy of my report not startle you?
Basically, it's the same lie, only now she's saying, yeah, Maya's clothes were weird. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing.
Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Lawyer.
You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Oh, irony, your name is Phoenix. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock, too. And he was found guilty of murder.
Order! Order!
Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns.
Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright.
But questions are all I have, Your Honor. It's not like I have evidence in the court record. One murderer who was so obvious. At least he acknowledges it.
Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness.
That was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over. What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock?
That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time.
Through two closed doors and opposite buildings. Sure.
No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my motel room.
The law offices of Fane Co., where the murder took place, are very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied?
No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... Your Honor, members of the court... It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. That clock is missing its clockwork.
How could you possibly...
Just have a look, as soon as you can. So the judge is shoving his hand up his ass, I guess.
It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty.
Weren't papers supposed to be in there?
Would you care to explain the court the meaning of this?
What meaning? The witness lied. That's all that matters. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. You do not call a woman fat, Phoenix. Not if you like your penis where it is. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. He knew! Maybe he shoved his hand up the thinker's ass too. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, though. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. We must ask, when was the clockwork removed? Yes, it's like in the last case where the clock was made slow or fast for the day of the trial and wasn't, wrong in time previously. Of course we can. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Did he? I don't remember. Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is the conversation in the cell phone.
That's a very cute cell phone.
Ooh, you have a girly phone!
This isn't my phone. Mine is blue with a pink strap. This is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. a recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. So, 2 days ago. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it? I don't remember this investigation. My heart goes out to you, Edgeworth. So he just fast-forwarded through the first part, I guess. Sure. Your Honor, I think this recording makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone. And this was recorded in the morning before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock?
Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot.
So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright?
The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to the court.
We know it's a stupid statue.
Well, clock, whatever. This clock was never in any store ever.
What?
A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody.
Impossible! Everything is sold in stores!
Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Hilarious. Excuse is not on sale today. Stop it, you're really starting to annoy me, Phoenix. Saggy boobs.
What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did, and she should die for it. Die!
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law and the witness will remain calm.
Silly me! Did I, lose it? I guess I did!
Scary. If you think she's scary, you should see me when I'm pissed off.
How did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior?
This is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock.
She heard?
That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof.
Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock.
Have a look at this. I found this in Miss May's room. Illegal evidence? What do you mean by that?
Mr. Red, please explain to the court what this is.
Miss April May, you were tapping the victim Miss Mia Fay's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant.
I am not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap.
This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Yes, she did. Did you not listen to the damn conversation? Granted, it was played like 5 minutes ago and you probably don't remember, but still. Here's my proof. The proof? Stop switching around. It's the goddamn cell phone conversation. I present the defendant's cell phone. Again.
Yes, we've seen that.
Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Which she already proved that it was a clock, but it didn't have a clockwork. Ah! You know, the conversation keeps changing whenever we listen to it. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? As stated before, everybody would be in jail.
Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May.
Shut up, all of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that? Lawyer! That is the worst insult I have ever heard, and I've lived with a Scotsman for about 5 years. So I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? Somebody slap her. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. The crying one or the saggy boob one? Now to deal a final blow. Neither of those questions actually does it. But sure, let's accuse her of murder. Because we have to accuse somebody of murder. What is it, you little shrimp? Talk to me in that tone of voice, will you? You killed her, didn't you?
Order! There will be order!
What? How can you possibly say that? Are you mad? All I did was a little white... So you meant you tapped your phone? Wait, I didn't do anything bad like murder. I'm a good girl. Really? Can you prove it? No way can she prove it. You think you're so smart, Mr. Lawyer? I can prove it, and I will. You can't be serious. Way, I say, way, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. So, the killing happened around 9 at night? Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? I remember being room service on New Year's Eve. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. But Lloyd told me that the coffee was hot. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee. I fail to see the difference in that, but sure. Then again, I don't drink coffee. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. Unless it's verified, you can't say that, Edgy.
So where does that leave us?
It is my greatest pleasure to inform you. The witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. Another problem with this game, it repeats information so often. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No! They're going to let her just walk away. Because nobody ever gets in trouble in this universe for perjury.
Does the defense have anything to say?
Well... think of something. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. The defense never calls anybody as a witness. I think you've sung quite low enough already. I object to the calling of the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? He might steal your attention away, Phoenix. Jeez. Fair enough, it technically could have nothing to do with it. If you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Sure. Yeah, I guess that's legal. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. One thing has nothing to do with the other. I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony, even if I have to lie. Yeah, it'll happen over and over, no worries. I've got nothing to lose, except for everything. Fool. You fell right into my trap. What?
Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand.
So they literally called the hotel to get him in before actually really preparing him. I guess so.
Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony.
Very good, sir.
I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call about 8 in the evening from our guest Miss May.
It took you an hour to create iced coffee?
She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir.
Okay, that makes more sense. God, that looks stupid, that picture.
And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Right. I'm ready.
I hope.
This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Nine on the dot, you say?
Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir.
Time of the murder! Why do you sound shocked?
Precisely 9 then? Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 p.m.
How can you be so sure?
Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy, tee-hee, I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on the door at the crack of 9, sir.
Why would she be so particular about the time?
I wonder why.
You are sure it was Miss April May herself?
Yes, it would be a bit hard to dress up as her if one has not the figure.
How come you're so very certain?
Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embrassé, sir.
Embrassé? Is that French for embrace?
A little more than that. It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek.
Why would she have done that?
I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. Look, if you looked like Sebastian from Black Butler, I would probably do that too, but if you were Sebastian, I'd probably stay the hell away from you. It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it?
Finally, you understand.
This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. If you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen. Wait, please, wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone long and long enough. Sorry, my mouth. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay. This is really it. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Well, I don't care if he makes the beds. I don't really care about checking since he's room service. And room service has nothing to do with the check-in. Tell me again about room service. Again, sir. At exactly 9, I delivered room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall. I see. $18? Doesn't it seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for two, you know. And we don't skim out the ice, sir. What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? Technically the question should be, was somebody else staying with her in the room? Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? 'Cause nobody asked for it. I know people get annoyed when somebody says, well, you didn't ask for it. Well, in court, you only ask what you are asked. You don't give them extra details. Even if you feel like they have to pull everything out of your nose, you only answer what you are asked. It was the good barrister, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me to not mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Fool! I've done it. I've won! No, you didn't. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Whoa, wait. Who the hell says it was a man? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought the room service, you didn't see that man in the room. That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In this new light, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. You agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Who? Who is this other person? The other person was Miss April May, of course. The man who checked in with Miss May, that question was really stupid and the answer was really stupid. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. Which technically could mean nothing. I mean, maybe he was in the bathroom. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Edgeworth hiding a man. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all for the trial of Maya Fey today. Court is adjourned.
Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there.
Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know.
Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool, too. That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine.
If you say so.
So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now?
Well, no. I don't think so. Not yet.
Oh, I see.
But I got a great lead in today's trial.
A lead?
That man with Miss May. He's the key.
Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway?
I heard they arrested her. Technically... And again, maybe she's being arrested for wiretapping. This case is far from closed.
Yes, sir!
I'm gonna find out more about this man.
You think he was the one who...
Maybe so. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise.
I'm counting on you!
I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that got left on the record. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Well, let's see what is kept in. Ran to the right, but was caught and struck. According to the cinematic, we don't know if she actually dodged anything. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to get her free. Granted, it is possible to stop the game and save at any point in the game, pretty much. You know, almost any. But I overall decided, at least for this case, I am going to go with the input cleared stages, if you will. I wonder who killed Mia. Let's see if we'll find out next time. See you then!